I tell y'all all the time, one of my messages that I have remained consistent on is how weak and pathetic the average, not all, but the average black man is in America. They have no wisdom. A lot of them are castrated by their wives, their girlfriends. It's really a shame. And sometimes I may come off as upset about it, and I am for obvious reasons, but not always am I upset. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show y'all. See, I got a high IQ. And when you got a high IQ, what you like to do is you like to break things all the way down to the bone and break the bone down and figure out what's inside. Because when you figure out what's inside, then you can therefore figure out what the cause is. I mean, when you figure out what's inside, you can give it a diagnosis. Then you can figure out a cure, but you can also figure out what caused it. This is going to tell you all of that. And so that's what I like to do. The problem, the cause, the issue that's going on in our community, and it doesn't matter what level that you're on. And I'm learning this. See, I didn't know this 8 years ago before I became quote unquote conservative. And the reason why I say that is because conservatism ain't what I thought it was when I got involved in it. But at the end of the day, conservatives love America. They not about black or white. They love America. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm about preserving and loving America. I tell people all the time, I don't hang out with white people. I don't hang out with black people. I don't hang out with Mexican people. I hang out with American people. I hang out with people who love America. Because the people who love America, they are more interested in preserving it versus partaking in the destruction of it. Whether that be through actually destroying it, whether that be through legislation, laws, people who they put in office. I'm with people who are for the betterment of America today and tomorrow. And so I said that to say, going back to the original thing, in this country, the state of the black man as of today is if I would liken it to a sickness, I would say it's stage 4 hospice. Because I always say this in my videos, and I'm always beat this drum. We worry about the wrong things in our community. But going back to the situation of why I made this video and discuss about how the black man is so weak, so pathetic, have no wisdom. You can't always blame them for that. Right? Right? A lot of these young men, old men too, sadly, they didn't come up with fathers. And see, women and children, it's perfectly normal for them to complain and make excuses and whine. And it's perfectly normal for a woman and a child to have a victim mentality. That's perfectly okay. Nothing is wrong with that. That's normal. But it's not for a man. And the only man in America who is every time you see him, he whining about how he whining about how the white man holding him back. He whining about how the system holding him back. He whining. This is all he does. And as for mention, I had to dig deep. I had to figure out, I had to break this down to the molecule to understand what's causing this, right? The cure and the diagnosis, or the diagnosis, then the cure. Now, first of all, the cure, we're going to have to stay in our children's life, brothers. And I understand that a lot of us might didn't have fathers. I ain't going to say us because I did. But a lot of you gentlemen who don't have fathers, so y'all don't really have a lot of wisdom. The Bible tells you, ask your Father in heaven, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you wisdom, and he will give it to you. And once you get that wisdom, you shouldn't be bringing children in the world before you have wisdom, before you understand how the world works, which most black people do not. I tell people all the time, you know, I'm gonna speak for black people. I'm not speaking for other races, because other races are raised different than us. And I always say this in my videos, I say this in my lives, that black people are a very unique people that are raised and brought up like no other race. No other race. Even people who come to this country, first generation families from another country, they do not raise their children that, hey, you're in a whole nother country. It's going to be hard for you. The white man is going to hold you back. You're an immigrant. The country is going to hold you back. That's not how they raise their children. They raise their children to be in the capitalist. They raise their children to either be capitalist or highly educated. And they display that in the children's life by the children seeing them do that. And another thing, fathers are in their life. See, in the black community, another thing uniquely to the black community is we are the only community who are led by women. No other community is led like that. No other community, every other community is led by their men. Our community, the woman king has been put at the head leadership of our community by default. This is not what she wants. She thinks she wants that, but this is not what she wants. This is why a lot of them is angry. You see them in the store, whether it be at the store or wherever they at, they're ticking time bombs. And the reason why that is because they didn't bought into being a leader. They didn't bought into being head of household. They didn't bought into, by default again, because dudes then left their families. And the women get a little piece of that pie too, because they got to allow themselves to be joined with better men. But it's still on the man to whom much is given, much is expected. The man is the head, so he got to take majority of that for leaving his family. But because majority of these dudes have left their family, chasing other women, chasing money, chasing whatever they chasing, and has left their family, the woman has been raised to the head hierarchy in the black community. And the woman, this is not to bash women. Women are amazing. Women can run businesses. Women can run a lot of different things. But when you're talking about a community, when you're talking about a city, when you're talking about a nation, when you're talking about something of seriousness, a congregation, women are not good leaders. They're not. And the reason why they're not because they're not equipped to be. That's not how God wired them to be. God did not wire them to be leaders. He wired them to be able to plug in to their man and recharge. And going back to something that I touched on earlier that I didn't get to finish, this is why you see a lot of them in public, and they are ticking time bombs, because they have these children, they raising these children by themselves, they're working all of these hours, and instead of coming home and plugging into their man, they're not able to do that. And they do got some dude, he's one of these dudes I'm talking about. He was raised by his mom. He have nothing to give a woman. You have a lot of heterosexual women out here. I mean, my bad. I want to say that. I gotta say that wrong. You have a lot of heterosexual gay men out here. And what I mean by that is they are women in men's body, but they're heterosexual. They don't like men. They like women, but all of their gasoline, all of their wiring is feminine because they was raised by mama, her friends, and grandma. They timid. They feelings get hurt easy. They love to argue. And like I tell people all the time, those young men are very dangerous. Because when you put the fuel from a gas, you put the fuel from a woman into a young boy, it can be very dangerous. This is why you have the situation that you see in a hood near you, where they're killing each other like flies. Because you have a young man who have no man in the home to moderate his spirit, to moderate his energy. His father is not around, so that's an anger in him already that he can't explain. And his mother projects her frustration on him, her overly emotion on him, her impulsiveness on him. He puts that in his body unknowingly. It comes in him, and he go outside with it around other young men who just like him. And the first little itty bitty problem is no getting together, sitting down, talking about it. It's overly emotion, impulsive move. Pow, pow, somebody did. And you can't even, but the reason we made, and so that's one of the things that we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to bring fathers back in the home, and the one and for us who may not have a lot of wisdom, we done brought children in this world. It's never too late to ask God every day, Lord, give me wisdom, bless me with wisdom, and I promise you, He will. I promise you, He will. But why am I saying all this? Why am I saying all this? Why did I make this video? I got into a verbal altercation with an individual earlier. Actually, two. I'm talking about individuals earlier. Grown old men, men who in their 60s, old men, not no young men, old men. And going back to what I said is, the black man, either he's a victim and he's whining because he was raised by his mother and he's feminine because it gets very feminine to do that, or he's an older guy who was affected with the CRTD, something that Martin Luther King created and gave out to a whole bunch of people, and it's people who passed that disease down and down and down until it's still infecting people. The CRTD is called the Civil Rights Transmitted Disease. Where as a black person, it's always woe to you because you're black. You're always a victim. It's always somebody else's fault. They're picking on you. And oh my God, look what they did. So it's two reasons that the black man is weak in America. And I've mastered why. Now the thing is, now these older guys I'm telling you about is really no help for them. Now God can help them, but at their age, and a lot of them may be, once you're in your 60s, excuse me, you who you are. So them changing that, I just don't see it. Now, of course, we know over the last 10 years, public enemy number one has been Donald Trump. The hate, I just can't even believe it. The hate that this man get is at this point, I don't even want to use the word tasteless. It's just completely disgusting. Like, it's weird at this point. Like, it's almost like, really, bro? So today, and I already made a video about this, but just seeing some things, I had to just get this out of here. Seeing some things I just ran into on Twitter. One of them is from a younger guy. One of them is from an older guy. And so Donald Trump made a post this morning about, it was a Lion King post, and it was a Lion King post, and it was about, I'll play the video. But the thing about it is this: you got grown men. The Lion King post, I'm gonna just speak on it right quick. It's a post where you got all of the Lion King animals, and they added some apes, and on the ape they put Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and Joe Biden. But Joe Biden wasn't worried. They wasn't worried about that. The problem came where them putting Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's head on the body of a monkey, and it's a public national outrage. And it's so fake and it's so disingenuous. And that's how I feel. I feel that way. But I'm starting to think now, I'm really believing in this in my mind. I don't think it's fake and disingenuous. I think that's how these Negroes really feel. I think they are really this dumb and really this weak and really this pathetic. At first, I thought it was like, okay, Trump did it, so they just mad. They just trying to put on the stunt and make a big old scene. But now, after seeing the video that I'm constantly seeing across social media platforms, I actually had a verbal altercation, as I said, with two older guys. These Negroes are really upset, really butthurt over the president making a joke about a video. And the video has Michelle Obama. Oh, he racist. We knew it. He put Michelle Obama. I'm talking about, this is what they spend their time doing. Grown men. You mean to tell me that's any type of wisdom? And the thing about it is, I see why they women treat them. I see why a lot of them castrated. And a lot of them women cheat on them and doing bad because just imagine just imagine as a woman. I couldn't imagine because I'm not a woman, but being with a man who he want. And of course, the woman, she probably, and she, let me show you something about women. A lot of dudes, that's another problem with a lot of these men. They don't understand women, right? They don't understand women. Women have certain things about them that's just them. But if you do it, they'll look at you different. Like, I'm going to give you a case in point. Y'all might be laid up in the bed together, and she's outraged about this, and I can't believe they did that, and they made Trump and Obama, they made Obama and they made Barack and Michelle monkeys, and she's doing that because she's in her natural feminine nature. She's being normal. And you right on side of her, yeah, that don't make no sense. He racist. That's a shame. She might not say nothing because you are in agreement with her, but in the back of her mind, she's saying to herself, what a weak man. What a weak man that's sitting here whining, upset, butthurt over. Donald Trump didn't come out and say F black people. Donald Trump didn't come out and say black people are niggers. Donald Trump didn't come out and do that. His lifelong work shows how he feel about black people. His lifelong work, all the way if you go back to him donating and funding the Rainbow Push for Jesse Jackson, receiving an award for his work in the inner city community from Muhammad Ali and Rosa Parks. All his work that he done for black people before he was ever a president, and all that he did for black people specifically in his first term, just to even say he racist, if he is, let's just say he is racist, I hope the whole America be racist if Donald Trump racist. The 60% of America that's white, I hope every last one of them be racist like Donald Trump. All he done did for black people, if that's racist, I'll take it. But this man trolled these fools and made this video. Allegedly, it was his staff. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me if Trump did it himself. I don't look at him no different. It was hilarious. I thank him for it because it gave me a laugh this morning. So I couldn't believe. I was shocked because I was shocked like because I know how people mindset is. You know what I'm saying? But I love when people are bold and they do stuff and they say, okay, if it's funny, it's funny. If you go to, I seen a stand up the other day, and a comedian told he got on one of the LGBTQ people, and the LGBTQ person kind of looked at, like, you know better than to say something to me. And he addressed, he said, listen, if you come in here, you fair game just like everybody else. The white people, the Arab people, black, you came in the comedy show, you fair game. And that was bold. And I like bold things. People that do stuff because they want. Because we living in a world now where it's like, you never know if you being genuine. You never know if somebody being genuine with you no more. Especially if you black. And that's just some people might think that's a good way to live, but I don't like that. And thank God for some discernment. Thank God for wisdom. But you're in a world now where everybody gotta be on eggshells. And again, especially when you're dealing with black people, because you don't want they got a violent rap, and they got a sue rap. So you don't want to get sued, bring all this embarrassment to your company. So you got to handle black people with kid gloves. And then you got a person like me who mentally there and deal with these type of people. And like, look, man, white liberal, don't play with me. Do not play with me. I'm not oppressed. I can do and be great in this country just as you doing and being great. It's no difference. This is not a white man's country. All white people, the majority, absolutely. But this is not a white man's country. This is a strategic man's country. And the people that's coming over here legally from other countries are showing everybody that. So today, all through my social media, and I just seen two of them, and I say, you know what? I'm gonna make a video about this to just show how to just add to my narrative because about how weak and pathetic the black man is. This is why he can't. This is why the black woman is the least married. Well, there's a few reasons why she the least married, but one of those reasons she the least married, that majority of these men out here is gay. They just heterosexual. What I mean by gay, they really like men. And let me take that back. Let me take that back. They don't like men. They like women, but they're women. So I'm gonna say they heterosexual. They lesbian. They like women sexually, but they feminine every other way. What they think. Everything about them is feminine. And women can't get with that. Like, if you a dude who have money, a woman will tolerate that, but she gonna be cheating on you probably with a broke dude. Whoever the dude that she have in her life, it might be somebody she worked with, it might be somebody from her past, and it might not be a broke dude. But if this dude masculine, women gonna always be attracted to that. If a dude got wisdom, women gonna always be attracted to that. Now, on the surface, they may pick the weak dude. But just spiritually, they not going to allow them. But spiritually, it's not going to work right because that's not how a relationship is supposed to be ran. The woman is not supposed to be the head. The woman is not supposed to be leading in the relationship. I've talked to women. I've dealt with women who had men in their life who was successful, doing well for themselves, provide, and they would tell me, like, he don't never want to take the lead. He always want me to lead. And what happens is, see if you're a person who got money and they know they're walking away from you, and eventually they'll do that too. Because women have to be moderated. And I'm saying this with love. Women have to be moderated with love. This is why I tell people all the time, and a lot of people get mad when I say this, and they don't really understand what I mean. But the woman is a grown child. This is why it's set up for when the marriage happened, the father got to give you to your husband, because spiritually, you never really grow up. You grow up in body, you get more education, you have sex, and you have a life. But spirit, and as a woman, women know what I'm saying is true. When women, I tell you, they get upset, but deep down they know that they like you. Everything about a woman is you could be with her, and they're very complex people to deal with. And so if you somebody who with them, you have to be strong and be able to deal with them and be able to make them feel safe. You have to make them feel like, listen, I love you, but I'm a man. You have to be masculine with your woman. It's certain time where even if you got the money for something, you have to look, babe, not right now. Because you got to set systems up with you and your woman. You got to set things up to where y'all understand each other, and you got to set things up to where, listen, I'm the man in this relationship. I lead. Certain situations, the woman can make a better decision than you. Certain things she may see that you don't see. But I'm saying, overall, I'm the owner and you're the manager. So when you get with these women and you was raised by your mom, you really don't have a lot of wisdom. And again, going back to what I said, you are really a woman trapped in a man's body. You don't know how to lead another woman. So you think that doing everything for her, giving everything she wants is what she wants. You think that making love all the time is what she wants. She want to be roughed up sometime during sex. Just going down to a simple thing like that there. She want to be treated like a grown child, basically. She'll try you sometime just to get that out of you. And if you don't got no because you wasn't raised by and you got nothing but bae in you, you're going to turn this woman off. And again, the bad thing about it is if you are bringing a lot to the table, she may not leave you physically, but spiritually she will. She'll be cheating on you. And it's all your fault. It's not your fault, but it is your fault. But a lot of young men don't understand this. They think when they get with a woman, it's time for them to be her girlfriend. No, you supposed to be her man, not her girlfriend. And a lot of these dudes out here are their girl's girlfriend. And they wonder why, damn, man, I got my shit together. I got this, I got that. And she cheated on me with a nigga working at McDonald's. It's because that nigga at McDonald's let his nuts hang. And what I mean by that is he treat her, he don't got, I mean, you know, he know his position. He know that, hey, look, bro, I'm not the best person. I'm not in the best position. So I'm gonna be myself. He be himself, and he may be a little rough around the edges. This is why they always say women like rough. Women like that. Women like the girl in men, and it's really not no more girl in men because that has been removed from the home. You have to have a father. And some of these men, I done seen this too. The woman gets so tired of that, they'll create an exit route and get out of that situation. They'll go do bad. I done seen it. I'm not telling you what nobody told me, what I heard, what I think. I know situations where the dude was so weak, the woman got out of that situation and went to another situation that was worse. Because I just can't, because eventually the woman is, because that's not it. The woman have to be moderated and treated like a woman. I just want to make her happy all the time. That's fine. But you got to do it in a masculine way. And a lot of these dudes are not because they don't know how. They haven't been taught. But let me go back to my subject. You got black men, old black men, young black men, all over social media, whining and crying about Donald Trump making a video, bro, of the Lion King, bro. And well, he didn't make it. He shared it from somebody else. And the two people that's in the video that's monkeys is Barack Obama said, and you got black men because they're so weak, because they're so pathetic, because they're childlike. Because again, only women and children complain and whine. Like you're in high school and somebody says, and then they ain't say nothing about them. They said something about Barack Obama. But a lot of most black worship the the Obamas. And hate Trump already. So that go in the syrup too. But they all hurt over a video, man, that this man shared. They on social media. Oh my. And I'm saying, I don't understand how they're not embarrassed. How are they not embarrassed to pick up a cell phone and look at it and tell the world, I'm hurt because Donald, whether they say that in literal form or not, I'm hurt and I'm upset because Donald Trump is racist. Which is he not. Let the record reflect. We know that he not. But because he made a video today portraying Michelle Obama and Barack Obama as monkeys, I'm getting on here and why. And I mean, it's just so pathetic, man. And it's so sad, man. I got videos on my channel about how I would rather my daughter date somebody who black. But I must be honest with you, man. At this point, bro, I wouldn't want my daughter. What I'm saying with the black men today, because you only got really two pools of black men at this point. The conservative black men is so small; it's probably not even 5%. The majority of black men out here is either degenerate or woke victims. Man, I wouldn't want my daughter with nobody like that, raising my grandchildren like that. It just makes no sense. So let's go to these. I want to go to a few videos that I've seen and made me make this post. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Look at this.
To the Super Bowl, there should not be one black player that visits the White House. Now, this should have already been common sense last year and every year that Trump, the Orange Man, has been president. But when you got this fool out here depicting the former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as monkeys, what are we doing? What are we doing? And it's sad, and when you have racism just so normalized now, people are numb to it. I'm thinking about Senator Tim Scott, who says, "Oh, I hope this is fake. This is just so racist." Again, if this was a wake-up call for you, you've been living under a rock, and you're just in denial. So we all knew this. This is why we spoke out when the Eagles went to the White House and spoke highly of the guys that did not attend. But this is who he is. And what did Maya Angelou say? When somebody tells you who they are, believe them the first time.
I agree with you. When somebody tell you who you are, or in the words of Kevin Gates say, somebody paint you a picture, don't let them paint you another one. But guess what? He showed his whole life, or for the last 40 to 50 years, that he loved black people. He loved black people more than black people love black people. But let's address when you say when the Eagles and certain players of the Eagles. This is why I stopped supporting Jalen Hurts and why I also started supporting Saquon Barkley. As a black man, and it's the type of stuff that I be talking about. It doesn't matter who you are. So I'm not even going to do that as a black man thing. But you know how much of an honor it is to be in the White House of the president? Most of these dudes on this team are black, come from bad, horrible areas. And to be able to not only win a Super Bowl, to make it to the White House and have dinner with the president and be celebrated as the Super Bowl champ, you skip that because, oh, he is Donald Trump. No other president ever experienced nothing like that. That's why I say the hate for this man is it's just retarded. And another funny thing that he said that might have went over some people's head, where he called Donald Trump orange, referring to his skin color, which is not true. I don't know where that come from. Not to mention they've been calling him that for years. They've been calling him a Nazi for years. They've been calling him Hitler for years. But when he make a joke, it's a bad thing? When y'all been saying these things about him for years? Now, this is a young man. We already know his situation. He's probably got more degrees than a thermometer or in training to get him. Was raised by his mama. And he might have was raised in a two-parent home with a castrated dad. And this is how he think. And he's saying that players should boycott the White House. Well, guess what? I'm a Green Bay fan, but I hope the Patriots win, because what better time for the Patriots, the Patriots to win a Super Bowl in this country when it's our 250th birthday, America. So I would be amazing, and they all should go, and anyone that don't is a fool. Listening to this dummy, and this dummy on the screen, he probably wouldn't go. You know what kind of chance of a lifetime that is? To be able to be in the White House with the president? Like, what are we doing? What are we saying? So let's go to this is the younger black guy, but I'm going to show y'all even the older ones. Like, I got into it with two of them today, and they 60s. But even the older ones are no better, because they a lot of them came up with all this, but they were infected with the civil rights transmitted disease that told them that everything is everyone else's fault, especially the white man. Woe to me because I'm black. Oh my God, everything is racist, especially Donald Trump. That's the new racist public enemy number one. Let's go to it.
So a lot of people don't know this, but this image right here, right, of the Obamas and them being depicted as apes or gorillas or some creature from the animal kingdom is nothing new. During the Obama administration, this was going on a lot, especially online. A lot of the rhetoric was, this is the United States, or this is America. This is not Planet of the Apes. And we know what crowd it came from. It came from low IQ, white supremacists. It shouldn't come as a surprise to black people here in the United States that this is what their president thinks of, that this is who he is, this is the real him. Because a well-known philosopher once said that it's not the thing that is disturbing, it is your thoughts about the thing that is disturbing. So we know biologically, black people, especially the black Americans, Negroes, are the most genetically diverse group that carries the most dominant genes of any group, and them having features that align more with the creature that they project on other people. It makes no sense. Shalom.
Again, a dumb Negro talking about some shalom. So he's probably what you would call a black Hebrew black Hebrew Israelite. And man, he come off as talking real proper. So he's another one probably educated. That'll dumbest people. Listen, man, educated people with formal education, not all, but most are dumb as doorknobs. And the reason why I always compare them to doorknobs, because guess what? Doorknobs have one purpose, and that is to turn and open and close the door. And these people with degrees outside of what they went to school for, they have no mindset. They have very low IQ. They have no wisdom. Only thing they know and what they good at is what they went to school for, and that's it. Which thankfully they have college to give them opportunity to take care of themselves, because other than that, they'll be lost in the world. So they have no critical thinking skills, no survival skills. This is two men from two different generations that's on social media. I'm not talking about talking with the boys at work or talking with your teammates or hiding. I'm talking 2 grown men. One of them got gray in his beard, probably got a whole family and people who under his administration at home. 2 men whining, crying, complaining, B-wording because this video that Trump released. Let's check it out. This is the video that they whining about. But guess what? They're not gonna whine about this. They're not gonna whine about that. They're not gonna whine about this. They're not gonna whine about this. Listen, man. I need y'all to listen to me very well. All black people, all y'all, even the women, come on to the front. Listen, man. Y'all need to drop everything. Stop everything. Stop even, matter of fact, stop. Just don't worry about nothing Donald Trump doing, nothing the white people doing, and focus on your community. Your children are dying in the streets every day. And those same 2 idiots I just showed you, Barack Obama, Benjamin Crump, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all of the people, Jasmine Crockett, Ayanna, all of these people who butthurt over Donald Trump resharing a video of a cartoon. Right? Over that. Are not going to come on here and say nothing about this. And I don't know where you listening to me from. Doesn't matter. In a hood near you, somebody's child is getting killed right now as I speak. And all of those people who are upset about Donald Trump making that video ain't going to say nothing about that. If it wasn't for us black conservatives, this wouldn't be getting addressed at all. Black on black crime would not even be getting addressed at all. And you don't think that's a problem? Continue to watch this play out. Man, this your boy Vernon. I'm out of here.
We can have a disagreement.
You think your life as a little boy and I bet your view as a little boy is totally different than my view as a little boy. Most black people, why we so into it with each other because we have PTSD. We done been through so much so much
you wanted to move on, right?
Come on, man. It's hard to move on when you don't know the truth, and that's when I come in and try to give you a vision, a little insight of what we go through as black people, man.
I got it.
You know, you don't get it.
Well, okay.
None of y'all get it.
Where do you want me to go?
Y'all don't get it. And that's the problem. You think you get what you don't understand.
Okay.
Why is it so hard? Y'all act, man, come, man, let me I'm out there. Get up out this bitch.
This is a little taster of what we're going to get. Both of you guys are big characters. It's going to be explosive, right? I mean, I don't even have to ask this guy because I've just got a little taster of that. But come on.
Man.
Both of you guys are big in the fight week. Let's pull it back into the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
It's hard to put it back. I'm from the South. You understand?
Come on, let's pull it back into the fight.
It's hard when y'all don't understand.
Black people got a problem. And it's a God problem. When black people see the world, I don't care. You can train them. You can train a black man to be a physician. You can train him to be an astrophysicist. You can train him to be a lawyer, but you can't train him to understand the world. He doesn't know. I'm telling you. There's not 2 cents worth of difference between a mass murderer. There's not 2 cents of difference between a petty thief that's locked away in prison than a black doctor when it comes to understanding the world.
Happy Black Misery Month. I wanted to give you all a peek inside the mind of the average black person. The average black person's mind is filled with a bunch of thoughts that are useless, harmful, unproductive, and detrimental. Black people run these thoughts through their head constantly all day long. And this makes it impossible for black people to actually accomplish anything in a group setting. Although I agree that black people unifying would be the last sign before the Antichrist comes, but I digress. But black people have a bunch of thoughts in their head that compete with each other, and therefore it makes it almost impossible to get anything accomplished. Now, you've heard the term of being double-minded. Black people are triple-minded, oftentimes even quadruple-minded, and even sometimes quintuple-minded.
I got another situation. I said I didn't want to talk about the situation. Now you got me riled up.
Fair enough.
Wild as that. I feel shit. You understand me? You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
man, let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that shit. It's hard to believe a black man than a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him. They're gonna know. I don't what? I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury.
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got shit to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
Yeah, man. You, man. I'm out too.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
But black people have these thoughts in their head floating around. And so when you're speaking with them, this is what you're actually speaking to. You're speaking to a bunch of thoughts that really don't cohesively go together, and they compete with each other. So this is why they always often resort to being violent or emotional, because when these thoughts don't connect, they get frustrated. This is the average black person. This is why, I encourage black people to abandon being black, because to be black is to be controlled, and this is why. With a chaotic mind like this, you can see how they're easily swayed by programming and propaganda. You can see how Satan is able to just, pick them off like taking candy from a baby. It's very sad, it's very harmful, but this is Black Misery Month, so I want to share some insight so that you all can see what's actually going on. Listen, I love you all, and I want you all to take care, and remember, to be black is to be controlled.
Black people, let me tell y'all something. If you don't ever hear me say preach again, they can kill me tomorrow. But let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense.
Bro, you say you did all that work your whole life, undefeated, but you grind to feed your kids and to make better for your family. I always say everything got a price. Because people say, like, I love my dog. I get $100. No, I get $1,000. No, I get $100,000. Hey, you can have him. Like, my thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character.
What you saw in this clip was a separation between a man and a bunch of boys. Most black men are boys because most black men are weak because they have an excuse. The excuse here is that everybody has a price. And if everybody has a price, then me having a price can't be bad. This is the problem. This is the problem with the majority of black men. They don't have any character. If you ask a black man what character is, you will be hard pressed to get an answer. Most black men have zero character. You know why? Because they have a price. Terrence Crawford was telling them he doesn't have a price. Look at their faces. Look at Terrence Crawford talking to them and look at their face. Look at the body language. He's a man among boys.
Sometimes, you know, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money? Like, I never was in a sport because of money, you know. Of course, I was in a sport to make money, but I wanted to be a world champion. Yeah. You know, I wanted to do something that I set my sights out to do as a little boy. And money wasn't the motivation. Me being a world champion was the motivation. Me accomplishing all the things that I've accomplished.
Most black men suffer from arrested development. Most black men are weak. I'll venture to say 98%. Most black men suffer from arrested development. They don't want to grow up. Because to grow up means to take responsibility, means to be accountable. They don't want that because that requires character. Most black men lack character, and this video is a prime example of that. This is why when I'm talking to you all, I don't hold any punches. That's why I don't listen to you all, because I know deep down inside, y'all don't have any character. Y'all don't have any conviction. Y'all are focused on the white man. Y'all are focused on being victims and being oppressed, and you're not. You have your mother's spirit. You have a single mother's spirit. You have a baby mama's disposition. The black man is weak. And you see it right here in this clip. Look at their faces. Look at their body language. This is the typical black man, filled with excuses. Can't build anything, can't do anything productive. All he's going to do is complain and succumb to all of his urges and vices. It's disgusting. Shout out to Terrence Crawford, a.k.a. Bud, a real champion.